Last night, a man was arrested for crashing into security barriers near the White House. The crash happened at about 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday evening. He has now been charged with threatening to kill the US president along with other crimes. So let's give you more details that are coming from The Guardian. Police named the suspect, a 19-year-old, last name Kandula, I ain't gonna mess with that first name, Mr. Kandula, from Chesterfield, Missouri, which is just to the west of St. Louis. He was accused of threatening to kill, kidnap, or inflict harm on the president, vice president, or a relative. Not cool at all. And here's a photo of that individual right there, Mr. Kandula. He has been charged so far. Charges against him are as follows: assault with a dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a vehicle, driver threatening to kill or harm the US president. He had been accused of having a Nazi flag on him. However, the news about the Nazi flag and Kandula's identity was met with skepticism among some quarters on social media. But The Guardian recently did a write-up on why minorities are joining the far right. This headline: the allure of fascism, why do minorities join the far right? A white supremacist ideology would appear to be antithetical to people of color, but there's a perverse logic at play when they join extremist groups. A white supremacist ideology, Ida, people at first glance would think that people of color would want no parts of that, but I do get the attraction. It is perverse, but in a way, I guess, why are the collective we assuming that people of color would think differently than any other human being that may feel as though society is letting them down and that they would gravitate to the extremes?
That's right. The reality of it is that within minority groups, they have a lot of white passing people. Within the Latinx community, we have our own white people. And Latinos, Latinx, Latina people get mad at me when I say this, but the truth is we do. And assimilation is such a big deal in a lot of communities because, if you get down to the fundamentals, it's all survival and preservation because it really is about they just want to get the heat off of themselves. But it is a reality, and when people say ignorant things like why that Latinos or Asian people cannot participate in white supremacy, Black people can participate in white supremacy. It is embedded in the fiber of this country, every corner of the earth and the universe. It is so embedded in us that we have to check ourselves daily to make sure we're not practicing it against ourselves and our brothers and sisters. It is a reality of the world that it is an infection that just keeps on giving. So yes, Latinos, Latinx, Asians, people from Brazil, people from every part of the universe can participate in white supremacy. Unfortunately, for those people who think that it's gonna benefit them, it doesn't benefit anybody because it's a sickness.
It really is, and it is certainly a sickness that has plagued the entire world, unfortunately, and it is gonna take the entire world. Just as I look at climate change as a threat, a real deep-seated threat to our very existence as a species, as human beings, and then other species that depend on us to do the right thing. The same is with the white supremacist ideology. It poisons and it kills, it destroys. All of that, nothing good can come from that. And then The Guardian goes on further to talk about, just to add to what Aida had to say about the misinformation, how some of this ties back to misinformation. Experts say people of color in the United States are being increasingly drawn to the political far right, as well as groups which are sympathetic to Nazi beliefs of white supremacy because of misinformation, particularly online. The presence of authoritarian influences from their families, a country of origin, and a proximity to whiteness. Aida, you laid that out. In the US, which relies more on dominance over people rather than one's skin color. That's it. We need to underline, bold, and underscore that. I want to repeat that one more time. This is really about proximity to whiteness in the US, which relies more on dominance over other people more than skin color. And that is really, really important to note. Now, nobody from the White House or the Secret Service was injured as a result of the crash, and we will certainly keep everyone posted.